Welcome back to The Explainer. So, picture this. You're sitting in the interview chair, everything is going great, and then they drop it. Tell me about yourself. It's literally the most nerve-wracking challenge, especially if you're an English learner aiming for that impressive C1 level. But hey, don't sweat it. By the end of this, we're going to give you a structured, rock-solid way to handle this ultimate test of who are you?
It is the ultimate open-ended question, right? Tell me about yourself. And instantly, the panic sets in. You're probably thinking, where do I even start? So many language learners get stuck right here because it's super tough to balance your professional life with your actual personality, let alone in a second language. It feels like a massive spotlight just hit you, you suddenly forget your own name, and you're supposed to perfectly summarize your whole existence on the spot. No way.
Okay, here's how we're breaking this down today. 1. The big interview question. 2. The past, present, and future framework. 3. Professional English vocabulary. 4. The model answer. And finally, 5. Some analysis and final tips.
All right, let's dive right into Section 1, the big interview question and how to avoid the life history trap.
Moving on to Section 2, past, present, and future. This is your framework.
Okay, so instead of falling into the trap of basically reciting your entire life history, which nobody wants, by the way, we use this specific timeline. It is brilliant. It perfectly scaffolds a professional answer. You just start in the past by briefly mentioning your background or education. Then you seamlessly move into the present to talk about your current role and your core competencies. And finally, you pivot to the future, explaining exactly why you're so pumped about this specific role. It moves perfectly linearly, which keeps the interviewer hooked the whole time.
Next up, Section 3, professional English vocabulary. Let's build that C1 toolbox.
So a great structure needs great words to back it up, right? First up, we have core competencies. This is just a fantastic collocation to drop during the present part of your framework. Instead of just saying something basic like my main skills or my strengths, throwing in core competencies instantly levels up your professional English. It clearly defines the fundamental skills you're bringing to the table right now.
Next on the list is well-versed in. Seriously, if you're aiming for true C1 fluency, this is a must-have. It just means you are highly experienced or very knowledgeable about a certain subject. Telling an interviewer I'm well-versed in data analysis sounds incredibly natural. It's so much more advanced than just saying, I know a lot about data analysis, and it perfectly highlights your specific expertise.
And then we've got the verb leverage. This is a super common business verb, and it basically means to use something to your maximum advantage. When you're chatting about your future goals with the company, explaining how you want to leverage your skills instantly gives your answer this polished, highly authoritative business tone. It's a real game changer.
Now, alongside those vocabulary power words, you need essential conversational phrases to connect everything. For your present phase, try using I've been working as to introduce what you do now. And when you shift to your future, especially if you're changing industries, use I'm looking to transition into. Think of these phrases as the smooth glue that holds your whole timeline together.
All right, let's move to Section 4 and see how this builds. The model answer, putting it all together.
Okay, imagine you're sitting in the interview chair right now. The answer kicks off with the past. To give you a bit of background, I've been studying Buddhist philosophy at the University of Colombo for 2 years, where I've developed strong critical thinking skills. See how incredibly efficient that is? It gives your background and instantly ties it to a highly relevant skill, critical thinking, without any rambling. From there, it flows right into the present. Currently, I'm working on various research projects, and I'm quite well versed in textual analysis. Notice the strategic drop of our favorite collocation there? By saying well-versed in, you sound highly capable, supernatural, and you precisely highlight your expertise right at this current moment in your timeline.
Finally, we look to the future. Looking ahead, I'm eager to leverage my communication skills in a professional environment, which is why I'm so excited about this position. Boom! That perfectly caps off the response. Using the business verb leverage shows exactly how you'll use your skills to your maximum advantage, and it directly connects your future goals to this specific role.
Now, what's really interesting is Section 5, analysis and final tips, why it works.
Let's deconstruct the grammar for a second to see why this is so effective. A beginner might just say, I am a student, but our model answer, it said, I've been studying. Now that is a massive upgrade in C1 fluency. Why? Because saying I've been studying demonstrates professional continuity. It shows an ongoing process of growth instead of just stating a static fact. It's this tiny, subtle grammatical shift, but it makes a world of difference to a native speaker's ear.
But beyond the grammar, there's a vital mindset shift you've got to make, and it's perfectly captured in the term vice versa.
We use vice versa to say that a statement is also true in reverse order. So, when you answer, "Who are you?" remember that the interview dynamic goes vice versa. Yes, they are assessing you, absolutely. But in reverse order, you are assessing them just as much to see if the company is actually a good fit for your core competencies. Because that interview goes both ways. Keeping your tone confident is absolutely crucial. You are not just begging for a job here, you are bringing valuable skills that you are ready to leverage. And of course, mastering this structure takes repetition. You've got to practice this past, present, future response out loud over and over until those transitions feel entirely natural to you.
So, to help you practice, I'm leaving you with a little homework challenge. Grab a pen right now. Can you write down exactly 3 sentences detailing your own career path using the past, present, future model? And to really push yourself toward that C1 level, try to naturally squeeze the phrase well-versed in into your present sentence. Listen, if you can master this one structured response, you won't just survive the interview. You're going to confidently own the room the next time someone asks you to tell them about yourself. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. Write those sentences, own your story, and until next time, keep practicing.